G'day and welcome, my name's Cautious Pancake, and in today's video we're going to attempt to fight off a 64 active zombie horde on day 7000 from this oil rig inspired horde base. The goal for this base was to take the unclimbable ladder concept that I demonstrated in the last video and see how it holds up. Will we fight off the horde, or will the sheer number of zombies overwhelm the ladder design and we get swamped? Starting off with a walkthrough of the base, you can see it's quite tall but fairly narrow, with 4 ladders accessible from the ground. There are some additional pillars on the middle for stability as well. The lead up to the ladders is a set of painted concrete blocks which are designed to help slow and separate the zombies so that we don't have a constant stream coming up the ladder and pushing each other over the railing at the top. Our access to the base is the same as the zombies, straight up the ladder. At the top, we navigate around this railing, and it's this railing and ramp that make the ladder unclimbable and send the zombies tumbling back down when they hit it. From there, we can take a small pathway onto this initial platform, which connects all 4 ladders together. Once onto this platform, any zombies that make it this far can continue up to the next level, where I'll be fighting from via a pair of ladders at each end of this initial platform. Each of these ladders is also set up as an unclimbable ladder, with the railing and ramp blocks set to send any zombies that make it this far all the way back down to the ground. We can access the base though by doing this small jump in, and you can see back here where the zombies will fall. Any zombies that don't fall back down will still be blocked at these very basic barriers that allow us to melee them, although if that's needed then we've probably already failed at that point. For the fighting area, you can see that I've left it pretty bare bones, just a couple of lights and a platform with some bars on the floor and some railings on the side to stop us falling to our doom. The main combat approach is intended as shooting through the bars as the zombies climb the ladders, and we also have the ability to sneak around between the railing and the melee area to drop down some Molotovs or use some rockets, which is always important on a ladder base where dogs are going to need to be killed from range since they can't climb. Lastly, up on the roof we have some basic vulture protection, using 4 SMG turrets loaded with a stack of 9mm ammo, although we shouldn't need them to do much, but hopefully it will keep the vultures away since the fighting area is pretty open. Okay, Horde Night is almost upon us, so let's go through the loadout. I've got my steel knuckles, that I better not need to use, the M60, which will be our main weapon for the Horde, at 600 rounds of AP ammo to try and get through multiple zombies as they come up through the ladder, and I've got Penetrator perk maxed as well. We've also got a bunch of normal 7.62 ammo as well, not sure how much we'll need, but probably most of it. I've got 20 Molotovs to try and do some AoE damage to the zombies at the base, and in case there's any dogs, and finally, since it's fairly late game stage, I've got a dodgy level 1 rocket launcher and 10 frag rockets so we can do a bunch of damage to the zombies without destroying the base supports. Oh, and since we're going with Molotovs, let's also get some water out for the inevitable self-barbecue. Now we're just going to wait for the Horde Night to start. There we go. And then rotate through the ladders, keeping an eye out for the first zombies to come. Of course, just to make life fun, the fog's rolled in. Oh, lots of cop spit incoming. So maybe this one. Double check the other side, can't see anybody yet. There's a vulture coming in. SMG turrets are definitely working. And there is a lot of spit down there. Whoa. So, we've definitely got some cops down the bottom. Oh, soldier boy. 2. Not only the couple there. Ah, here's the rest of them. There's one of the cops. Now the main thing with the cops is going to be making sure that we finish them off and don't have them explode on their fall down or at the bottom of the ladder. That's not going to be good for us if that happens. And I suspect if there's any demos in here as well, we've got to make sure that we don't hit their bomb as well. Whilst there is obviously some redundancy with all of the extra ladders, we don't want to lose one early. Now, I just pop off this rocket, which, wow, that killed one zombie. I don't know whether they aimed that poorly or whether there's just not many down there. So first demo, and our first dead demo. Now I'm going to try and conserve ammo a little bit, given this is our AP. Ooh, he's fallen all the way down the bottom. So I want to keep as much as that as possible, because it is going to be going through multiple zombies if I line it up right. It is a bit like shooting fish in a barrel, and since we're reloading, oh, I should have let that go a bit longer, but Plan is every time we reload, we might just go with a Molotov, which will just make the pressure a little bit less. Whilst we reload, they'll obviously build up a little bit. And once they all come up to the top on fire, hopefully, then everything will just be a little bit easier to knock them off. Plenty of action on the SMG turret still. See, that's made that a whole lot easier. Still a lot of cop spit everywhere, so there was one. Obviously still a few hanging around. More demo still. I think he's dead, so that's alright. As you can see, it's not too pressured. Even if he makes it to the top, he falls all the way down the bottom. So those ones that do make it through aren't too much of a trouble. 5,000 XP from that one. So a little bit better than the first rocket, which isn't hard. Probably down to almost half of our AP ammo now though. So that we're ripping through that. That's not going to last much past midnight, which isn't a good sign. There you go. Looks like, oi, the fog's gone. We can see. Looks like the zombies are coming over the side again now. They will sort of shift it up through the night as they come in from a different direction. Although there's still probably more on this one than on the other one. Let's see if we can thin them out a bit. Yeah, you can see them running in now. There we go. Got to try and get it as close as we can to the pillar without setting ourselves on fire. I'm cold. I haven't taken my juice, my smoothie. Get your smoothie in ya. There we go. Ow. That'll take care of the cold damage. So whilst you can shoot them as they come up that second ladder if you want to, for the most part you can just ignore them because they'll fall back down. And if they do happen to get to the melee barrier, you'll hear it and be able to take them out at that point. Not that many on that ladder. Where are they all? Still over here. Still more cops. So much easier when you can see when that fog's gone. Time for another Molotov. Ow, 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 ow. There it is. Barbecue time. We all knew it was a matter of time with that small window. Let's just hammer down for a bit and bring them back down, and then we might try that Molotov again after this reload. Bye-bye. Let's use the rocket. I haven't reloaded that either. 3,000 that time. So we're certainly not getting a huge amount of kills from the rockets. I don't know that they're worth it. I don't know whether that's the structure of the concrete box at the bottom that's meaning that we don't get a good amount of damage, or whether they're just too high health at this point. But I thought those rockets did about 4,000 damage, so not sure exactly what's going on there. As you can see, they're a little bit more spread out now. So we do just have to keep checking each of the ladders. Popping back and forth. This one looks like the fun one at the moment. This is where the party's at anyway. Let's try another rocket. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I've done a bad. Oh, there's a demo. Up, up, up. With the broken leg. Reload. And no, don't you. Oh, thank goodness. He fell down. Didn't really want to face to face with the demo at this point. Now can I make the jump? Oh, just. Alright. Let's get things back under control, shall we? Because that's not how you're supposed to use this base. And we're out of ammo. No. Repaired? No. Out of ammo. Okay. Didn't need that repair, although it was almost done. Let's try the Molotov again, a little more cautiously. There we go. Let's get that ammo back in. And let's do some cleanup. And take care of that. Now that we've got things a little more under control, Whew. That was stressful and not exactly the ideal way to show off this base, but at least with the multiple ladders I got lucky that there was one not being used at the time, so I was able to come straight up. If there were a couple of zombies, we probably could have shot them on the way up. So falling off, not the end of the world, but we might have to see if we can do something about that afterwards. In the meantime, we've got a horde to finish off. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we're running in towards the end of Horde Night, and it's still the same basic sequence. Shoot lots of zombies on the ladder, then when you reload, more zombies are running in, and they'll build up again around the bottom of the base, so throw down a Molotov or a rocket, and repeat. It looks like they're lightening up now though, so we might have actually killed all the zombies. While I do the last bit of cleanup, one thing I should mention is that I've not put any traps in for the zombies. You could of course do this though, if you're building your own version of this. Electric fences as they fall, blade traps in the landing areas on the ground, and dart traps firing up from under the start of the ladder would all add some serious damage potential to this base. Just make sure if you do the dart trap one, you make the ladders tall enough to not shoot yourself with your own darts. Okay, I think that might be it. Let's just make our way downstairs and see if there's any zombies left for us. Doesn't look like it. Plenty of loot bags down the bottom, so that's always a good sign. I'm not seeing any zombies. Just piles and piles of loot. Alright, since we're down here though, what we might do is grab out a repair gun. If the game will keep up with me. There we go. And let's see what damage they've done. Some of them are undamaged, some of them have taken just a little bit of a hit. Nothing hugely damaged. Oh, we might have had someone blow up there, or maybe a couple of rockets hit there. A few down in the 3000s, but nothing sort of under half health. So for the most part, all of the main blocks down here and all of those main support structures under the platform of the base are pretty well undamaged. The ladder, again, most blocks look good. This is obviously the ladder itself and not the blocks behind it, but some of them have taken a bit of damage as well. This one is almost gone, so that looks like where some of the zombies I think were sitting there just punching down after they'd got to the top on the ladder that I wasn't paying attention to. But otherwise, yeah, not a lot of damage. They seem to like these top blocks most of all. And even if they took them out, the base would still operate because the ladder's still good. The melee areas don't look like they've taken any damage here. Some of the railings up here have taken a couple of hits, but not much. Maybe a bit of vulture damage up top. Oh, this area certainly took a lot. I think that's cop spit. Can't think of any cops or demos that exploded during the night, so I think that's all that is lots and lots of cop spit from down below hitting us. These areas certainly haven't taken any damage either. So whilst there's plenty to repair, I don't think there's anything that would be costing us a heap. Just a bit of concrete and we're good to go. Now, one thing I did mention during the Horde night was that we needed to find a better way to get our Molotovs and rockets firing down at the platforms down the bottom without risking ourselves falling off. Now, unfortunately, I've put in a trim block on here just to make the edging of this bars and railing platform section look a little bit nicer. but it is blocking us from what I want to do next, which is to put in a ladder. So we just need to knock this out of the way. All right, now that's out of the way, what we need to do next is grab out our ladders, and we need to just jump up here, and we should be able to just pop that in there. Now what that's going to do is when we get out over the edge, we're going to grab onto that ladder just by walking out like this. And there we are, we're attached to the ladder. Oop, I haven't done that very well. There we are. Now you could come down if you wanted to, but you don't actually need to. You could just walk straight out, and when it drops like that, you're now on the ladder, and you can fire these Molotovs straight down. You can see that's a much better angle than I was getting during the Horde night itself, and it also means they're less likely to blow up in your face. You're perfectly secure here. You can just walk straight back up again, and if we wanted to do rockets, we can do the same thing. Just hit that little drop down, and bam. Well, that's all for this Horde base. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope this has demonstrated how effective these unclimbable ladders can be. For anyone interested, I've converted this base to a prefab and also taken some stability shots. The links for both are in the description. Please leave me a comment or a like if you found this video useful, and subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. Mm-hmm.